Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just adjusting this. It was so hot yesterday, and today it's cloudy, so I'm praying I don't get sprinkled on here. But thank you, everyone, for joining me. I want to see how everyone's doing, this full moon energy, guys. And you know what? We've been doing a lot of shifting, and I know we've heard lots of different reports about the things that we're releasing, karmically heavy things and beautiful new things coming into our lives, and this is true. But I would really like to take this particular week in this reading to give us focal points. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe it's just my clients and things I've been experiencing. There has been a lot of just areas of change for us, loved ones, whether we've had changes in career, relationship, or even our health, and we've kind of come into this new transformative phase. Sometimes we feel like we're getting hit with all angles, and it can be kind of overwhelming, especially with this full moon energy. A lot of emotions come up. This is normal. It happens every full moon. But because of the things we've been going through, guys, it might feel a little bit more so. So this week, as I go through all the different zodiac signs, I'm going to do something just a little different. And I'm going to have us move through, and I'm going to give focal points. So instead of, whatever we focus on grows. And when we're going through a lot of stuff, our energy is going to a lot of different areas. So sometimes progress seems slow. And it's because only so much energy is going to this, and so much energy is going to, I got the kids, I got this process, I got my parents, got my job, my relationship. It's everywhere. So I really want us to focus down this week, guys. We're being giving extreme downloads of consciousness. I'm not sure if anybody else is noticing this. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Oh, thank you. I know, outside background. But because we're having this consciousness, guys, we are not able to kind of ignore things anymore. We have this awareness, but what we've been lacking a lot is resolve. And this is hard. So I know I should do this, but it's hard to change, and I get it. So I'm not even going to preach on this, but I would like to give us tools to help us move through this. The energies that are coming up this week, guys, is all conscious choosing, conscious shifting, conscious transformation, conscious creation, conscious release. It's very conscious. And when it's conscious, it's awareness, guys. And this is powerful because not things that just fall in our lap or happen to us. We're moving things through. And this is wonderful because it moves through faster, and we're releasing or accepting or receiving or manifesting in a very powerful way. So we're going to go through all the signs. Oh, yeah. Oh, come to realize my partner is narcissistic. Ooh, if that's I'm not sure, my learning zone, that's a big subject, narcissism. And we are coming to these realizations with our partners, with our health, with our jobs. Guys, it's just big all around. So I'm going to be picking cards for each zodiac sign, but I'm going to be having a focal point. And my learning zone regarding that narcissistic partner, if you want to send me a message, I can give you some tools and tips with that too, because that's more than just a simple conversation. So we're going to go through one by each zodiac sign, and I'm going to just be pulling guidance for what we really should be focusing on. I know there's lots of things throughout our day in general, with areas, but I want our energy so we can really move forward in one area that we're really supposed to be focusing on, okay? So let's get started. Let's move through with Aries. Guys, pray with me that it does not rain on us because I don't want to have to stop this. Let's see. Ooh, that jumped up right away. And I'm just going to be pulling one clarity card. So usually I pull 3 cards. I'm not going to do that this time around because I really want us to move forward. A lot of my clients, we're just going to move forward, so I want us to focus here. So one more card. There we go. All right, Aries, for you, your focus is 5 of Ariel, and the support card is the perspective card. So Aries, for you this week, the 5 of Ariel is kind of a victimization card. Sometimes we feel we have a lot of negative thoughts. We think we're going through a lot of things alone. An example of this can be, you could be a mom or even a stay-at-home dad. The kids need help. Someone's getting a cast. You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're running errands, and it's just like, I'm tired. I feel like I'm shouldering a lot of things alone, or maybe I have to work 2 jobs, or maybe I need to make ends meet, or maybe you just feel in terms of security, in terms of stability. And this is not just financial security. This is physical security. This is your own emotional security. You might feel like there's a lot to handle. And with the 5 of Aries, sometimes we get in a victim mode, and I'm not judging it, but we get in I have to have my own back. There's no one else that can help me. I got to shoulder this alone. But the 5 of Ariel is saying there's nothing farther from the truth. And what the universe wants you to focus on, Aries. Did I say Ariel? Ariel, this card. I'm like, my words. Aries, for you, what they need to ask you is to do a perspective shift. And that's, you got the perspective card. How you're seeing these Aries, this is where you're asking, your consciousness is asking to put a spotlight, where it's asking you to grow and expand. Because while you're just having this experience, Aries, it's the idea of that belief system that's affecting it. So it can be this right now, but next week it'll be something else or something else or something else. So for you guys, number one, a lot of your negative thought cycles, because you believe so strongly, you're creating them, right? You'll create a scenario where like, see, I have to do it by myself. See, I have to have my own back. See, I'm all alone, you know, but it's not true. You're self-creating. So we need to have a consciousness shift. With the 5 of Ariel, they're saying there's a lot of help to be had. Some of the things we might need to learn is, you know, how to ask for help, how to ask for that support. It doesn't make you less. You're not bothering somebody. And if you do have those blocks, Aries, you might want to question, why is that? Where does that come from? Was one of my parents like this? Was I told a certain thing? When you have the perspective card, because it's a major arcana card, you really have to pause, because there's a better way of going about this. We can't keep doing the same old thing. We can't keep saying the same old mantra. People, you know, are like, oh, affirmations, but you do negative affirmations all the time. We all do, right? I'm not good enough. I'm by myself. Life is a struggle. So this week, Aries, your focus is to, number one, recognize you're not alone. Whatever negativity, whatever overwhelm you have, you got to be able to reach out to others, whether it's friends, families, groups. Practice receiving that help. Stop those thought forms. And when you stop them, question them, because we really got to switch from a victim, me against the world energy, and see, you know what, how am I actually being supported? When I sit in this chair, I'm being supported. When I lay in my bed, I have a place to go. People are offering me. Is it they're not really there? Or I'm just not accepting the support. And I apologize for my doggies. They're barking all over the place. But guys, there is a better way to do it. And it's going to be outside your comfort zone, Aries. I'm not going to lie. So you're going to have to dare to be a little different. But it's going to be so healing to understand that you're not alone, that you're very well supported, and that there's a lot of help to be had, and how powerful your thoughts are in creating those negative circumstances. Helicopters, dogs barking. I'm sorry. The only reason I chose to do a recording outside was because family's visiting and my room's being occupied. And so is my other office. So here we go. Oh my God. So Taurus. There's a pug next door. And even though my dog barks, I know he's in love. Okay. Taurus. Taurus, I'm already seeing the theme. Knight of Michael, and the support card is Knight of Ariel. Ooh, so Taurus, you're not so far from your Aries brothers and sisters, because your Taurus is also your mind. Everything begins in the mind, big time. For you, Taurus, this also has to do with any feelings of regret, guilt, worries. Your mind is getting to you this week, but where your conscious shift needs to move. When you have the Knight of Ariel, it's control, right? So when we're stressing out, we're having anxiety, Taurus, what's actually going to help you, what tool's going to help you is sitting down, writing things out, instead of letting your mind get to, Taurus, whatever habit you have of, panicking or trying to control things outside of your zone, or having all this unnecessary worry. The universe is saying, hey, Taurus, a tool that's really going to help you with these patterns is actually sitting down and getting detailed. Sit down and write down, okay, what do I have to do? What is it that's really, and sometimes when we just get it out of our mind and onto paper, it's actually not as big as we think. Has anybody ever done that, where you're like, oh my God, I got so much to do. But then when you write it down, you get it done like in 3 hours, and you're like, that was actually not that much. In our mind, things are greater than they actually are in reality, Taurus. And this week, that's what they're asking. Number one is a surrender of any guilt or fears of not doing. When you have the Knight of Ariel too, because this is financial, this would be material, this would be security. It's kind of like planting seeds. So whether you're stressed about your investments, you're stressed about your home, you're stressed about all the work you're putting in and maybe not getting enough return, or if it has to do with your own self-worth, Taurus, this week, they're saying, look at, we know the Knight of Ariel, you're being watched over. You could be physically watched over by somebody who has your back and is supporting you, or just your angels in general. Everything that you're doing, Taurus, is worthwhile. Everything that you're investing in, everything that you're trying to work towards, it's going to pay off. It's going to be well rewarded. But you have to look how far you've come. Look at all you have accomplished, not how much you have yet to accomplish. So it's really switching your attitude from a glass half empty to a glass half full. That's your perspective. So this is where they want your consciousness to go, in a in a I have all, the gratitude of all the things I have built, all the things I have gained, all the things that I have done, not all the things I have yet to do, all the things I don't have. It's more like a negative to a positive. It's just, what's the words when you're optimistic. So they really want you to begin to switch that this week. And when you have the 9 of Ariel, it is doing it with conjunction with other people. So maybe talk to a mentor, a wise person, a teacher, someone that you really respect, even if that's like someone on a TED Talk. And really, there's a book like 5 Habits of Highly Successful People. And look at how they work on their mental realms. Look at the things, that habits that they do, guys. These are tools. We're always learning. We're always growing. But I can already tell this week is going to be more about practicing self-soothing and how to eradicate those negative thought systems. Okay, Gemini. It's actually kind of nice. I kind of like this cool weather. Let's see. Ooh, that came up quick. Ooh, okay. I didn't mean to pull up 2, but 2 came up for Gemini, and so that's what we're going to do. So Gemini, your focus is 3 of Ariel. The clarity cards are 3 of Michael and the King of Raphael. Gemini, this is awesome. So this week, what you're actually asking to be focused on, where they want to put all your conscious energy, is actually in your passion projects. There's a lot of creativity, personal creativity, ideas that you really are meant to kind of at least start constructing, working while collaborating with other people, instead of worrying of how am I going to get there? How, let's say you're working on this awesome invention, but you're like, oh my God, but the patenting, and what if nobody buys it? And what if this doesn't work? Leave that to the side. What you're being asked to do when you have the 3 of Michael and the King of Raphael, Gemini, there's probably been some times you've tried this in the past and maybe it failed, or maybe you're scared of failing. Your fear is more, it's a fear of failure. So why not? You are going for it, but maybe not doing the full potential. You're procrastinating or sabotaging yourself, Gemini. The King of Raphael, they're saying, look it is safe. It's safe to trust your creative passions. It's safe to jump. And they really want you to get started. So instead of distracting yourself and leeching your energy out to all these other areas of your life, Gemini, they're like, look, at least this week, pull the energy back, have those boundaries, and really buckle down and focus on this vision. This is not just about you, Gem. It's about the people it's going to help or serve, or how it's going to inspire other people. This week, they want you to focus on your worth, that you have something valuable to say and to do and to create, and you need to know that value. When you have the 3 of Michael, there might be some deep-seated wounds. You might have had parents tell you, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you have to struggle in order to succeed. And these are planted deep into our subconscious, and universe is like, look, we're going to challenge those this week. We're going to challenge them, and the way we're going to challenge them is not by resisting them, but by taking action and being creative. Because a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. So while it might be there, unplug the energy and plug it over here. Like, okay, fine, that's over there. But the universe is like, trust yourself, trust your passions. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about, oh my God, is anybody gonna like it? Just do it because you love it. And you're gonna be doing this in conjunction with other people. So collaborate, have fun, Gemini. All your energy needs to be going to this week, and trusting yourself. And if anything comes up, especially with Michael, there are old wounds to your worth, old wounds to your value, old wounds, can I do it? And you know what? That's what you're going to be processing through. So whether you do it with a therapist or a life coach, what's really awesome is when we do actions that are in correlation with what we want to manifest. Affirmations are amazing. I love Louise Hay, and the universe loves them, but it loves action more. Okay, so even if you just start working alongside of sketching that thing out or making those calls, this is where all your energy needs to be going this week, Gems. I'm super excited because it's like something that's going to benefit more than just you. So thank you for that contribution. All right, moving on to Cancers. Let's see. Okay, Cancers. Your focus for this week is the 8 of Ariel, supported by the Leap of Faith card. Cancers, it's really important for you to understand how worthwhile you are. It's very important to understand that you're worth the investment, whether it's a traditional school, extra training, certification course, picking up that book, working on yourself. But this week, Cancers is really about studying and understanding not just yourself, but your passion. So for instance, a lot of people become therapists because in a way they are trying to heal themselves. Some of us become healers or readers or astrologers because we ourselves are trying to understand the working of the cosmos, not just out there, but in our own lives. And for you Cancers, this is very much the same. So this week, what they're really asking you to do is to buckle down, sit down, open that book, read that research paper, do that class, and really take pride. You're improving yourself this week, Cancer. It's investing in yourself. Self-love comes in many, many ways. Self-love is not just about, getting massages. That's more physical self-love. Self-love is knowing you're worthwhile. Sometimes we help everybody else and we don't do anything for ourselves. Everyone else is worth it, but not us. But you're absolutely worth it, Cancer. It's very important that you go out there, that you invest in yourself, whether it's in that book or that class, and improve your skill set. You came here for a beautiful, beautiful reason. There's a new journey that you're setting out on. When you have the Leap of Faith card, this is the Fool in traditional tarot. You have to believe in yourself. And now you might be like, well, I don't know, 56 and it's too late. No, it's not too late. Louise Hay is an amazing example. Anybody have heard of Louise Hay? She's the queen of affirmations, the queen of affirmative new thought. She has the Louise Hay Foundation, Louise Publishing, she has a producer. She didn't get started until her 60s. Look at what's his name? I love him. Everyone knows him, the actor. Morgan Freeman. He didn't get started until his 60s either. Guys, it's not about age. It's not about, well, I haven't gone to school in such a long time. Whatever it is, Cancers, they're saying, look at whatever you really want to do in this world, whether it's help people, create, do fashion, write a book, then go to the bookstore, read up, how do I write a book proposal? How do I start my own fashion blog? You need to get down, train and hone those skills because you guys are beginning a beautiful new journey. And yeah, it can be scary. Whenever we don't know the road, it's, that's a learning curve. But Cancer, we need to focus on you this week, what you love, and we got to train because we're going to bring it out into the world. So this is the conscious shift. Consciously knowing your investment, consciously saying, I'm consciously creating what I want. I don't have to worry about, A through Z. I just got to A through B. Sometimes when we're moving through life, with universe, I want to be a famous writer. And then you're getting assigned to go have coffee with this friend. You're like, what is having coffee with this person I haven't talked to in forever have to do with writing a book? Well, you might go meet that person. That person knows a publisher. You don't know. So just start taking the steps, Cancer, focusing on you. Okay. Leos, right? Yeah. I've been doing this for how long? And every now and then I'm like, the order. I got it. Let's see. Okay, one more. Okay. 10 of Gabriel unsupported by the 6 of Gabriel. Leos, look at this week is going to be awesome in terms of communication and action. But where they're trying to focus your energy this week is not to get burnt out, Leos. So for instance, you guys might be having these amazing goals, but you might notice, Leos, you're having goals in relationships, career, health, home, lots of goals, multi-passionate. What does Marie Forleo say? I forget what she calls it. It's not multi-passionate. I forget, it'll come to me. But when we do that, Leo, you spread yourself too thin. You spread yourself too thin, you become overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed with, I gotta work, but I also gotta make time for my family, but I also gotta make time for date night. Oh my God, I didn't go to the gym. Oh, I skipped a meal. Did I take my protein shake? You know what I'm saying? It's all over the place. And it's great to have tons of goals. I think it's fantastic to have goals, but it's better to have goals when you can actually take measurable steps. When we have too much everywhere, it might be moved a little too slow. So your actual focus this week, what's gonna actually make you successful on all those goals, the universe wants to teach you how to cut it down this week and make priorities. Leo, we need to learn to prioritize what's important to us, and it's going to make you much more action-oriented. It's going to help you action-oriented and again, progressive. So when you have the 10 of Gabriel, it's sometimes you're overworking hours. You're working 70-hour weeks. Maybe you're saying, yes, I'll pick up the kids. I'll go do this. I'll go help you there. Burning the candle at both ends. And this is not a sustainable way of being. Now Leo energies, understand, they're not talking about just what's happening right now. This is a habit. This is a habit of yours. So perhaps you are always busy, on the go. You know, you're hardly home. You're always moving, always moving. I'm like that too. I'm a Leo rising. But sometimes, Leo, the reason we do that is because we don't know what to do with ourselves when we stop. We're like, we might have this intention. I'm going to sit outside. I'm going to grab my book. But what happens? We end up being on our phone, looking at our emails, checking out Instagram, posting something. And we're like, why can't I stop? It's learning to ask for help, learning to say, no, I can't do this. We need to prioritize. So this week, you have the 6 of Gabriel, and when you have to ask, I always ask, what's the support card? What tool can they best use to do this? 6 of Gabriel is going to show this is this is congratulations, time to move on to the next project, awards, promotions. You're actually going to be wrapping up a lot of goals you have this week, and you're going to learn to do that by prioritizing. And when I say prioritizing, it's not just your goals, it's prioritizing yourself. If you know that you are more successful when you, after doing yoga or meditating or going to the gym or getting a full 8 hours of sleep, you need to prioritize that. Nothing is more important than that. And sometimes really loving ourselves enough to prioritize ourselves is one of the greatest gifts, because we become that much more effective. They've done so many studies where they show that after working more than 4 hours at a job, 4 or 5 hours, productivity goes down. So it's not so much about how much time you have to throw, it's the quality. It's the quality of it, Leo. So let's prioritize, and you're going to notice this week that you're going to make leaps and bounds, but it's because you're asking people for help. You're asking other people to lighten the load, and you're not trying to please people. You're not trying to please your partner. Maybe you're hanging out with friends, but you know you really probably should go to sleep. You know, we're like, but you might, well, I really need that time with friends. Okay, that's fine. Then do that, but maybe don't stay out the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's cutting down, prioritizing, and this is going to help move you forward. And prioritizing yourself, Leo. Learning to prioritize yourself. All right, Virgo. Whew. The birds are so pretty. I don't know if you guys can hear them. Ooh. These are just jumping for Virgo. Okay. Virgo, your focus card is 5 of Raphael. The support card is the 7 of Gabriel. Your focus this week, Virgo, sometimes you tend to try to hold a lot, especially mentally. You're trying to juggle mentally. You're trying to hold on to all things mentally. For you, 5 of Raphael is more an emotional card for you, Virgo. And it's an understanding. It's an acceptance. It's an acceptance card. That everything happens for a reason. That, we all make mistakes. And yeah, sometimes we regret things. And some things work out and some things don't. And trust me, that sucks. I know. But holding on to regret, holding on to anger, holding on to those things doesn't benefit us. Sometimes I have to remind myself that stressing is like praying for what you don't want. I have to say that to myself because that's the only way my mind kind of gets it. And it's looking there. There's a lot of opportunities that are actually presenting themselves to you, Virgo, but you have to let go. You have to know that you're worth it, that you deserve it. Sometimes when we get something so great, we're like, when you've never had it, you're like, this is too good to be true. What is this? What do they want? What's the ulterior motive? The shoe's going to drop, and that's normal. If you created it, you try to manifest that healthy relationship, manifest that home, manifest that promotion. You try to do all these things and understanding that all these things are lining up for you. Now, this week, the support card is 7 of Gabriel. And it's about claiming your personal power, standing up for yourself and having confidence. And Virgo, for you, this is standing up to yourself. You can't be standing up to other people if anybody's trying to invade your boundaries. But you need to stand up for yourself, to your mind. So every time your mind wants to say, this is too good to be true, or what if this happens again? You got to stand up and be like, you know what? I do deserve it. And you hold that inner child, hold yourself like, I love you. And I know you're scared, but I'm willing to walk with you and show you deserve it. I'm willing to try this out because in order to have something different, I have to do something different. And this week, it's almost like an internal world for you, Virgo. And if you do have anything outside of yourself, whether it's work or relationships, you really got to stand your ground. Okay, understanding if you're in a toxic relationship and you have a boundary, I deserve better. Stand it. Stand your ground. And if you're like, well, I'm not confrontational, that's okay. Don't walk away. Don't answer that call. See, I got to step away and think because I know I deserve better. And the 5 of Raphael is letting you know that something better is coming in for you, whether it's a better state of mind, a better relationship, a better scenario. And look at the silver linings. Yeah, a lot of guys, we can sit here and have a whole soap opera talk. I would love to have that one day. Let's just all gab and talk about what we're going through. But trying to find the silver linings when going through hard things can be very tough. But that's why gratitude journals, as cliche as they sound, they work, guys. It's a perspective shift. It really is. So this week, Virgo, it's really understanding your worth, doing your best to release whenever your mind wants to struggle against deserving. And it might not always come out in a traditional way. When you have self-criticism, it's very aware, you're not good enough. But sometimes it comes out in a very sneaky way. I really should wait until the kids do this or that. Question it. Why? Would anything happen to the kids? Sometimes we self-sabotage. No, the kids are fine. I can do this and my kids will still be, in fact, my kids will be happy because I'm happy. You see what I'm saying? So try to catch it, stand up for yourself, and take action-oriented steps in the direction of the things you're trying to manifest, guys. And it's going to be that much easier. Some of the things you can do is affirmations are great. So I really suggest doing them at least 10 times. At least 10 times. Trust me. Some people just do an affirmation 3 or 4 times. Go walk your dog. Do affirmations the entire time that you're doing it. And first you might feel like you're faking it, but it's your mind. Subconscious is just a pattern. It's just a pattern, right? So, you know, our subconscious is created or formed from 0 to 7 years of age. But yet we learn how to drive a car, right? You know how we zone out when we drive a car and we don't even remember how we got there? We didn't learn that we're 0 to 7. A subconscious pattern is something that we practice. You have to practice and practice and practice. And then when it becomes second nature, our subconscious takes over, it goes on autopilot. Does the same thing. That's why when you can drive and be talking and be like, oh, I didn't even notice I got here. Autopilot. Affirmations work the same way, over and over and over until you practice and it becomes autopilot. See what I'm saying? It just takes time. But I support you, Virgos. I'm on the same journey. We're doing it together. All right, Libras. Libras have a very similar card. So you guys have 10 of Ariel with the 7 of Gabriel, just like your Virgo brothers and sisters. So your focus this week, Libra, is actually on gratitude. It's actually all the 6. You've been working real hard, Libra, working at work, working on personal goals, bam, 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 everywhere. But this week, they're really asking you to invest some of that financial success and some of that you know, money, whether or abundance. It can come in money, it can come in time off, and really enjoying life. We need to remember why we're doing it. We work in order to live. We don't live to work. And really saying, I deserve this. You know, when you're trying to attract a partner, especially Libras, if you're trying to have healthy relationships in your life, whether romantic or platonic, they always mirror how we treat ourselves. Always, 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 always. So if you're always, always, always giving everyone else but yourself, guess what? You're going to get a partner that's going to support that standard of living. Always, it's not going to support you loving yourself. And that goes for everyone across the board. And so this week, they're really asking you to really smell the roses. It's going to be very healing for you. It's going to help you shift mentally. When we slow down, guys, believe it or not, there's a lot to be had in those moments. And for you, Libra, it's really spending time with family, really enjoying, like maybe going out, getting some coffee and not rushing, you know, maybe going to the park with the kids or your nieces and nephews or your dog and just enjoying the present moment, spending some of that money and enjoying and going to a good dinner and really loving life. Now, when you have it in conjunction with the 7 of Gabriel, you're going to have to, this is about your worth, Libra, standing up and claiming, I am deserving of this. I am, you know, if you're trying to attract a partner for, this is just the easiest example. If you're trying to attract a partner, you know what, let's say you're trying to attract a husband, be your own husband. You know, love yourself, support yourself. You're trying to attract a wife or a girlfriend into your life. How would you want her to nurture you? Nurture yourself. If you're trying to have healthy family relationships, how would you have them treat you? Treat them that way. It's nurturing your family life, and your family could be friends too. And just really enriching life, guys. So slow it down a bit this week, Libra. You might be like, well, my schedule's not going to slow down for me. Okay, fine. But if you only have an hour, in that 1 hour, make it meaningful. Don't be on your phone. Don't be doing those things. You really are going to have to create, as much as you fight for all the other things, your school, your work, other people, depending on what you do for a living. Do this for yourself. Spend money. Go on a trip. 10 of Ariel is also going on trips, little weekend getaways or European getaways. If you're already in Europe, maybe American, Canadian getaways. But really just enjoying having those deep conversations. You really need this connection this week, Libra, because it's going to remind you how beautiful and how precious life is. And sometimes we need those reminders. So when we go back, we were really fulfilled and motivated. Not just bam, 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 move, 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 Libra. You are the sign of justice in relationships. You need balance, and you're a little out of balance. So this is where your consciousness is going to be going this week. All right, Scorpio. All the fire signs need a gym membership. Yes, that's true. Although I have one, and I'm trying. Okay, Scorpio. Whew. This card keeps coming up. My goodness. Thank you. All right, Scorpio, you also have 7 of Gabriel. This is 3 signs in a row, but this is the main focus for you this week, Scorpio. And then the Knight of Ariel is the support card. For you, Scorpio, this week is all about claiming your personal power, which isn't too difficult for some Scorpios to do, but you have to understand in how it's doing it. So with the 7 of Gabriel, it's really about having confidence, Scorp. Having confidence. It's easy to put up a front and be like, rah, rah, rah. But genuine confidence doesn't have to be loud. People who are genuinely confident don't have to prove it. They don't have to be, arrogant. They don't have to be crazy assertive. They don't have to be in your face. This is a more of a stand my ground in regards to my worth. Stand my ground in regards to trusting myself. This is very personalized for you, Scorpio. So it's not like always fighting other people. This is conscious shift within ourselves. And when you have it with the Knight of Ariel, there's so much to do, Scorpio, and there's so much to accomplish, and there's so much to create and invest in, and really being like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like I'm, sometimes we procrastinate, we push it off, like, well, I'm super busy, I can't do this. But really it's a sabotaging tactic because we're not confident. We're afraid we might fail. What if we're not good enough? What if we're not smart enough? What if we don't deserve this subconscious pattern that we're not enough? We're not worthy. These are all playing right now, big time, guys, but especially these planetary movements, these things are coming up with a force, but it's sabotaging you. And this week, the universe wants you to notice this and take steps. And it might feel a little bit like this, Scorpio, but that's okay. That's okay. When you have the Knight of Ariel, like I said, I forget what previous sign had this, there usually is someone that's there supporting you. Turn to, and when I say this, very specific people that genuinely support you, that are genuinely have your best interests at heart. If you don't have anybody like that, then just keep it to yourself. But it tends to be, when you have the Knight of Ariel, someone's looking over, it usually tends to be a male, but somebody who supports you, who guides you, who kind of helps you, picks you up, watching out, gives great advice. It can be a mentor, it could be a father, it could be a boyfriend, it can be a teacher, something like that. But there is a lot to do. So instead of being overwhelmed and making excuses for not doing it, it's time for you to sit down, Scorpio, or get that whiteboard. I love whiteboards. Get a whiteboard and be like, okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I'm doing. This is where I want to go. Let me just map out. What's the first thing? Do I have to make a call? Do I have to make an appointment? Do I have to post up a video? What is it that I have to start doing? We need to get a very specific plan going, Scorpio, and it's going to be highly successful because you had this detailed plan, because you had some kind of structure, and it's going to pay dividends. Yeah, it might be slow and steady, but that's how things are, right? That's how things is. Things aren't always done in a day. And for you guys, it's really about being understanding with yourself, be self-compassionate, just trust yourself, know that all these things you're doing is worthwhile. You are worthwhile, Scorpio. So this week, it's really believing in yourself and taking those action steps for yourself. Because it's Knight of Ariel, it tends to be more about your own personal endeavors, Scorpio, maybe your financial career. It could even be your home, things you want to change. Maybe like, I'm done with this. I'm going to jump and buy that house. I'm going to invest in that school. I'm going to, I don't know, anything that's more material in nature. But you deserve it. Be confident. Go for it. Be structured. You're being supported, Scorpio. So no more procrastination. No more procrastination. Stand up for yourself and go. Okay, this is very self-focused this week. People might think, well, this is selfish, self-focused. It's self-loving. It really is self-loving. All right, Sagittarius. Let's see. The energies always switch after, when Scorpio comes in, the energies start to shift with all the other signs. Very emotional for you this week. Don't get scared. That has to be a bad one. You guys have 6 of Ariel and the Knight of Ariel. Sagittarius, for you guys this week, this is all about your relationships. Your focus really needs to be in your relationships, not just when you have 6 of Raphael, this can be children and your friends and your partners. If you don't have children, this would be your inner child. There really is a need for you guys to have fun this week. You might be thinking like, well, I got so much on my plate. But you know what? Sometimes when we are so overwhelmed with life or things, we become very egocentric. This goes for everybody. The reason we're in a panic and we're in a tear and we're, you know, struggling, we're so focused on our own things that it accentuates. Whatever you focus on grows. Simple physics. So if you want something, if you're trying to find balance again, if you're trying to really put things into perspective, gain clarity and forward momentum and just kind of, you know, smooth out the wrinkles here, the universe is saying you need to put all of your energy into your relationships this week. You got to stop thinking about now hear me out, Judge, not just about yourself. This is not a mean thing. This is going to actually help you get out of your head, help you gain clarity, get you into a heart-centered space, have you laughing again. Laughter is one of the greatest healers, guys. Getting you laughing again, getting you excited again. You know, maybe you haven't felt passion in a while. Getting that passion up again, that the intimacy, the pleasure. You know, when you have the Six of Ariel, it really is about being childlike this week. So go do something goofy. If you haven't taken the kids out to the movies, go to the movies. If you used to love I love swings in a park. I still go to a park and I still swing. I love it. I always have. Do things that make you fun. And it doesn't have to have a purpose. It doesn't have to meet a deadline. You don't have to gain from it, Sag. You're doing it because it makes you feel good. It makes you laugh. Go build a fort. Did anybody like doing that? I loved building forts in the family room or the living room when I was a kid. Go do that. Who cares if it's by yourself? Go grab some popcorn and a glass of wine and watch a movie in your little pillow fort. You know what I'm saying? Just have fun. And we have the Knight of Raphael. What's really going to help you out, guys, is really doing things that make your heart flutter, spontaneous things. If you have a romantic partner, going on dates, being swept up, being poetic. And if you don't do that for yourself, go have if you have girlfriends, go do something fun. Like, go do something different. Maybe go, zip lining or, go on that really pretty hiking trail because the flowers are blooming in spring. If you're, and if for guys, if you guys want to go, I don't know, bungee jumping, or you guys want to go paintballing, or it's letting go. All of your energy really needs to go into other people, your relationships, and just having fun for the sake of fun, because there's too much built up in the body. You might think, how is this going to solve things? Oh, it solves things because it puts things in clarity and perspective. Some things lose meaning and they go away on their own. And law of attraction, when you are aligned and open, things tend to either move out, move in, and fix themselves, guys. And this is really where you need to focus this week, Sag. That's awesome. I wish that was my prescription for the week. Just go have fun. Go swing. Go ziplining. Oh my God, I went ziplining once. Oh, my fear of heights really kicked in. Okay, Capricorn. Okay, Caps. Your main card is the Moon, and your support card is Ace of Michael. Guys, Caps, this week, it's really facing some stuff. Now, don't get scared. I'm giving you the moons, but I'm telling you not to get scared. It doesn't mean that things in our outer world always have to change. But we're going to have to face all the crap that's coming up. Okay, the Moon card is hidden things. It's our fears, the things the shadow things that we don't want to look at. We put away in a closet. And it can be terrifying. But you know what is awesome about the Moon is that while there's things we have to face, it really gives us an opportunity to really look at it like, wow, and to improve our plans and to hear our intuition. The reason fears grow, guys, is because we resist them. It's because we resist them. We know sometimes they started off as something small, maybe in our childhood, and as we got bigger, it became a boogeyman. And when you sit there and you look at it this week, it's actually going to show you that, you know what? When I look at it objectively, there's like not that much. It's an easy fix. Or, you know what? I recognize maybe I really do need to go to therapy for this, and this is going to be very helpful for me. Or maybe you might recognize, like, you know what? I want to write a letter, and maybe this might open up communication. There's things you're going to have to face. And when you have the Moon card, you grow stronger. A shadow this big can be cast by something this small, guys, but you're not going to notice it till you sit with it. Okay. And it's the Moon card, while it can be like, ooh, actually, guys, it's clearing out that closet. That drawer, that junk drawer everyone has, or that closet no one wants to open. It's like, oh my God, it's going to be so much stuff. When you go in there, it's just a lot of trash. You're like, I just throw this away. That was so quick. I didn't have to move through a lot of things. Just pack this up and it's done. Now, your support card is Ace of Michael. What's really going to help you with facing these fears, guys, is objectivity. Looking at it, not emotion. Like, you know what? Actually, look at it from like a logical standpoint and communicating. Communication is key for you this week, Capricorn. You're going to have a lot of new ideas, innovative ideas to really approach and solve and move forward, and communicating those things. So don't just jump out, Capricorn, and start doing. So if it involves anybody else, your kids, your partners, your family, communicate this. Like, hey, you know what? I'm facing this. Maybe you're talking to your partner. This is an example. It's the easiest one. And maybe you've been in a funk and your partner has no idea why you're in a funk, but you're in a funk because you're facing this fear. And when you face it this week and you realize, oh my God, and you sit down with your partner and be like, you know what? I've been in a funk because I have this suppressed fear that I'm not enough, or rejection, or whatever. But communicate these things, guys. Communication is awesome. And if you don't want to communicate with a partner, then communicate it with a trustworthy friend, a professional. Communicate it in a journal. Just honor it and really allow these emotions to have a voice. Don't identify with them. Just observe them like you do a movie. And even though they feel overwhelming, I always tell myself, I am feeling the emotion of. Not I am sad or angry. I am feeling the emotion of it, because they don't stay. Emotions move, right? They move. That just shows you're not them. You're not them. And really communicating this for you. So really, Capricorn, it's really sitting down. So, get that pen and paper out, write it out, talk it out. Look at it and do one at a time, just one at a time, and try to approach it as objectively as you can, but it really needs to take time to sit with it. I always love doing it in a sea salt bath. I know some people are like, how am I going to do that? But because it's so purifying and grounding, I always find release much easier in a sea salt bath. Okay. And don't forget to check your sun, your moon, and your ascendant. Okay, Aquarius. Whoa. How funny. You guys also got Ace of Michael. See the support card. Okay. Awesome. Ace of Michael, Ace of Raphael. For you guys this week, Aquarius, it's really about communicating in your relationships. This could be romantic, platonic, business, whichever. But it's really, you're having these amazing new ideas, Aquarius, and how you want to approach the relationships in your life. And you're recognizing that some things are outdated, or this isn't working, or I really want to experience wholeness and safety and trust or security or open communication. I want to be able to live my life without my partner getting upset at me for, working on my project. It's really stepping into new emotional situations. It's really about having fulfilling relationships. And the reason you're going to have those fulfilling relationships is because you're communicating these ideas and not being afraid. You might be like, oh my God, why did I worry so much about talking to my mother about this problem, or my collaborator, or my husband, or my wife, or my children? Because maybe they're way more accepting and way more open to hearing this. Maybe they want just as much resolution and happiness as you do. And Aquarius, this week, there needs to be a focus on communication in your relationship. So we're going to stop dodging and weaving, and we're going to stop avoiding, and we're going to just get clear with ourselves. Maybe write it out like, okay, what is this really about? Because you might think it's this, but it's really something over here, So really get clear with yourself. And there might be some bumps, and anything that's new is going to be bumpy. It doesn't make it wrong. Everything that we do new is going to have a learning curve. So don't be like, crap, what did I do? But it really is going to clear up communication problems or any kind of blocks to communication by really getting some clarity with these new ideas and really stepping into this new way of being. Like I always say, if you want something new, you got to do something new. You can't solve a problem from the same energy it was created in. Albert Einstein. So this is your focus this week, guys, non-avoidance and really stepping into these new emotional spaces for yourself. And that could even be with yourself. Really having that trust and a lasting relationship with yourself, because you're being honest with yourself and you're saying, okay, this is a new way I want to be with myself. I want it from here on out. I want to be open when I speak to people. I want to be able to speak my truth. I want to be able to be all myself, and really stepping into this new space. Because before you can do anything else, before you can have a fulfilling or deep loving relationship with anybody else, it always starts with ourselves, right? Cliche as that sounds, it's so true. Okay, Pisces, thank you so much for your patience, for those who are watching all the way through. Okay, let's see. Last but not least. Thank you. Okay, Pisces, you know, very different from your Aquarian brothers and sisters. You have the Lovers card supported by the King of Ariel. So this week, Pisces, is definitely about your relationships. I mean, yes, the Lovers card tends to talk about romantic relationships, but Archangel Raphael, who represents this card, is not just the Archangel of love, it's the Archangel of healing. And these relationships are anything that you're deeply committed to. This can be deeply committed to yourself, to your children, deeply committed to your family members. And when it comes to this, guys, there is a healing aspect that's going on for you, Pisces. And when you have the King of Ariel, King of Ariel is someone who's successful financially, professionally, stable, trustworthy. And it's about finding the stability in your relationship, stability, that openness to communicate, that openness to create with other people. When you have the Lovers card here too, there's a deep emotional commitment, but sometimes when we're feeling unstable, when we're feeling unsure, when we're not sure of where we stand, if we're not really being open or really feeling powerful in a relationship. When I say powerful, I don't mean ego. I don't mean like power over. But when we're confident, we're whole, and we feel safe, we feel very powerful and open and whole in ourselves. And this week, Pisces, are really asking you, as well as your Aquarian brothers and sisters, to really focus in on this relationship. For those of you who are in romantic relationships, marriages, whichever it is, this is going to be your focal point, and really finding a healthy stability, really finding and communicating trust, building that trust, and also using your resources in order to do this. Now, you can do this by me and my partner need a much needed vacation, or maybe we need counseling. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. Or maybe we've really been wanting to remodel the house and we're getting it ready to build a family. Now, for any Pisces out there that are single, this doesn't matter. This is your own relationship with yourself. This is something you want of you, even if you want to attract or you don't want to attract. Then again, this can be with family as well, guys. Anywhere where you have like a deep loving bond with. Okay, so no, it doesn't just have to be romantic. But this could also be with yourself. Do you feel safe? Do you trust yourself? Do you have that strong foundation for yourself? This week, Pisces, is about feeling safe, feeling secure and successful in this, and really being able to feel like whole yourself, to feel accomplished in this area. It's very like, not, part of my French, but not half-assing. You know, it's really using everything you have wisely. You know, sometimes people want to feel safe in a relationship, so they focus so much on the physical, or they focus on the kids. You know, it's really having a nice balance in things, Pisces, so that you can really have the lasting, fulfilling, and evolving, healthy relationship. So sometimes, and when you have the King of Ariel, for any Pisces out there whose money is affecting their relationships, maybe there's some financial strain and lack of security. Maybe someone's out of a job or trying to find, work, or kids coming, we need more money. There really needs to be a focus on resolving this issue in the home. There really needs to be a focus of resolving this in your life, or even if you're a single parent, resolving this and really focusing, how can I do this? And what's going to happen is sitting down and having a plan. What's my plan A? What's my plan B? Not just moving by this, what's the term, seat of your pants? Like, just you have structure. Like, okay, this is step A, step B. It's going to provide you a sense of stability and release of any stress and anxiety in the relationship as well, guys. So you're not alone in this. If anybody would like a reading with me, my link is down below. I offer tarot readings. I offer Reiki soul reading, which are a much bigger macro perspective, more about your life purpose and why you incarnated, messages from your guides and things like that. And I also do integrative life coaching, guys. You guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, guys. Otherwise, have a beautiful week. So much conscious shifting, sending you hugs, guys, and understand no matter what you're going through, emotions are transient. Sit with it, observe it. They're not going to be there forever. They're going to move through. And in the moment, you might be like, I hate it. I don't care. Everyone's like, time heals everything. I hate when people tell you that when you're feeling like crap, but it really does. And you will move through it. Take a deep breath. Anybody that is going through something, at the very end of the day, I want you to tell yourself, I don't ever have to live through this day again. It was a hard day, and I grew, but it's just gonna get better tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And I'm grateful for this day, and I'm grateful that it's gone, and I never have to do it again. Okay, guys, little steps. We're doing this together. Create, love yourself, move forward, guys. I wish you guys all well, and I will see you guys next week.